Welcome back, everyone, to the F1 Blogs channel. We are absolutely thrilled you've decided to join us again for another deep dive into the absolutely thrilling world of Formula One.
Great to be here.
Today, our focus, it's really zeroing in on one of the sport's most, hallowed grounds, the iconic Autodromo Nazionale di Monza. We're gearing up for the Italy F1 Grand Prix 2025.
Mm-hmm. The Temple of Speed.
Exactly. And this isn't just any race, is it? It's the spiritual home of Italian motorsport, a really pivotal moment in the championship, and honestly, a cauldron of drama that's brewing right after some really intense weeks on the circuit.
Yeah.
Our mission, like always, is to sift through, all the stuff we've gathered, articles, research our notes, and just pull out the most important bits, the nuggets of knowledge, offering you a shortcut to being really well informed about this, frankly, massive race weekend.
And massive is definitely the right word. Monza is, it's more than just a date on the calendar. It's the 16th event of the World Championship.
Right.
And it's strategically placed right after the usual summer break and following what was, let's be honest, a pretty high-octane race in the Netherlands.
Oh, yeah. Zandvoort was something else.
It really was. And we're talking back-to-back race weeks here. That kind of relentless intensity, it just amplifies the pressure on everyone, teams, drivers. It pushes the championship battle into an even higher gear.
You barely get time to breathe, I imagine.
Pretty much. What's particularly fascinating is that almost immediate pivot required, moving from one really unique circuit like Zandvoort with its own demands, straight to Monza with barely a moment's pause. So throughout this deep dive, we'll be uncovering some really compelling storylines. The current championship leader, the immediate fallout from Zandvoort, those standout performances, and crucially, what all this momentum, or maybe lack of it, means for the Temple of Speed this weekend.
Okay, let's unpack this then, because honestly, with Monza, there's always so much to discuss. And, well, it really disappoints, does it? So after what feels like a bit of a whirlwind summer break brief, but you could tell it was needed, the Grand Circus of Formula One. It's back in full swing. And what a return. Like you said, a direct follow-up to the Netherlands Grand Prix, a race that really left us all breathless, didn't it? Just on the edge of our seats with all that drama.
Absolutely unpredictable.
Yeah, the energy around the paddock, you can almost feel it. It really feels like the 2025 season isn't just accelerating, it's kind of hurtling towards its most crucial phase now.
Yeah.
Every race from here on out just carries immense weight. It's shaping legacies, championship dreams.
It really is. And this isn't just a casual restart after the break. We're well past the halfway mark now. This is race 16 out of a pretty demanding 24-race season.
Wow, 24 races. It's relentless.
It is. And when you think we're approaching the two-thirds point of the championship, every single point, every strategic call, every single battle on track just takes on this huge significance.
Right.
We're entering a really critical phase now, the run-up to the conclusion. You can see the drivers feeling that extra pressure. Teams are pushing their development packages absolutely to the limit.
Trying to find that last tenth.
Exactly. And the stakes for securing those constructors' points, which translates directly into prize money, future development budgets, they're higher than ever. Monza, with its unique character, often exposing a car's raw power and aero efficiency, it's going to be a real litmus test, I think. Which teams have really managed their development and strategy correctly coming out of that summer pause?
And where better to host such a pivotal moment than the iconic Autodromo Nazionale di Monza? This track, it isn't just asphalt and chicanes, is it?
Not at all.
It's literally steeped in motorsport history. A true legend, universally known, as you said, the Temple of Speed. It's revered for those incredibly high-speed characteristics, those long, flat-out sections like Rettifilo, Curva Grande. They demand maximum power, absolute precision, and honestly, almost fearless courage from the drivers.
Nerves of steel needed.
Definitely. It's a circuit that's witnessed some of the most dramatic moments in F1 history, hasn't it? Heartbreaking moments, defining moments. Stories that just resonate with every corner.
You're absolutely right. Monza is pretty unique on the modern F1 calendar. It doesn't just reward pure power, it absolutely demands it. Plus, you need exceptional aerodynamic efficiency for that straight line speed.
Setups must be extreme.
Oh, yeah. Teams will almost universally run extremely low downforce setups here. That makes the cars incredibly fast down the straights. You're talking speeds often over 350 kilometers per hour.
Wow.
But it also makes him notoriously trickier, much more unstable to handle through the few high-speed corners, like the Lesmos, and of course the iconic Parabolica, or Curva Alboreto as it's now known.
Right, braking must be absolutely critical then.
Paramount. Precision braking into the chicanes is everything.
Yep.
And the atmosphere. It's always electric, especially with the Tifosi.
Ah, the Tifosi.
Yeah, that fervent, almost religiously devoted Italian fan base for Ferrari. They create this unparalleled spectacle. Honestly, their roar alone can send shivers down your spine.
I can imagine.
So as for the actual dates for this weekend, you'll want to mark your calendars. The action kicks off on Friday, September 5th with the practice sessions. Then it builds up to the main event, the Grand Prix race itself, on Sunday, September 7th.
Okay, Friday the 5th to Sunday the 7th. Got it. And here's where it truly gets captivating, doesn't it? Because the reverberations, the drama from the Netherlands GP, it's still really fresh in our mind.
Oh, yeah.
And it's undeniably setting a very intriguing stage for what we can expect, maybe even demand at Monza.
Definitely.
We simply have to start with Oscar Piastri's performance at Zandvoort. Just commanding. The way our source described it, destrozza la F1, basically implying he was destroying F1, that paints a pretty vivid picture, doesn't it? A dominant, impactful drive.
It really does. He wasn't just fast. He was genuinely in a league of his own, just dissecting the circuit, leaving a significant mark on everyone. It was an astonishing performance. It showed a level of maturity, tactical awareness, raw speed that kind of belies his relatively short F1 career so far. For a driver to perform with that authority, especially at a challenging old-school track like Zandvoort, that's a huge statement of intent.
So what's the immediate impact then, heading into Monza?
Well, his win in the Netherlands has had an immediate, and maybe more importantly, a profound psychological impact on the whole championship story. Piastri's objective for Monza is now crystal clear. Widen that gap.
Right.
Turn a comfortable lead into something almost unassailable. Before Zandvoort, it was tight, wasn't it? A real nail-biter. But that dominant win gave him a significant cushion. He now leads with an impressive 306 points.
306.
Which at this stage, with only 9 races left after Monza, puts him in a very strong, strategically advantageous spot. This isn't just points, it's a strategic weapon, almost.
House.
Well, it gives him the luxury, maybe, to afford a calculated risk, or perhaps even a slight slip-up. Whereas Lando Norris, his closest rival, he's now forced into a position where he pretty much has to pursue aggressive, almost perfectly executed strategies in every single race.
No room for error for Lando.
Exactly. And that transforms Monza for McLaren. For Piastri, it's maybe consolidation. For Norris, it's almost a do-or-die attempt to claw back that momentum, which, could lead to a much more volatile, intense internal team battle than we've maybe seen all season. The pressure is now squarely on Norris to be perfect.
And speaking of Norris, that contrast is just stark, isn't it? His abandonment in the Netherlands, engine failure, that was just heartbreaking.
Well, it was brutal. Not just for him, but for all the McLaren fans. He clearly had the pace, maybe even to challenge for the win.
Definitely looked quick.
Yeah, and to see his hopes just dashed by mechanical issues. Yeah. A truly cruel blow. He's currently sitting on 275 points. That puts him 31 points behind Piastri.
31 points. That's substantial at this stage.
It is substantial. Not insurmountable, obviously, with the number of points still available, but it undeniably shifts the momentum within that team.
And you can absolutely bet Norris is coming into Monza just breathing fire, right? He's definitely seeking vindication, wants to put Zandvoort behind him, and critically keep his championship hopes alive.
Sure.
With 9 races still to go after this one, there's plenty of opportunity, like you said, but that margin for error has just shrunk dramatically. The question is, how does he translate that huge pressure into performance at Monza, where, risk management is so key?
And what's truly fascinating here is just how incredibly close these Papaya the McLaren teammates are, despite Norris's recent setback. This internal dynamic is always one of the most compelling narratives in F1, isn't it?
Always.
You've got 2 exceptionally talented drivers, both arguably at their peak, both vying for the ultimate prize, and both in the same team structure. The pressure is immense, not just to beat the rest of the grid, but to beat the guy in the garage next to you. Heading into a high-pressure race like Monza, a track known for strategic nuances, needing that precision braking, those overtakes, that internal rivalry is going to be pushed to its absolute limits. Every move, every pit stop, every millisecond is magnified.
Yeah, and we've seen it before, haven't we? Intense rivalries can sometimes fracture team harmony.
Or, conversely, drive both drivers to even greater heights. It's a tightrope.
So, connecting this to the bigger picture, What does this intense internal dynamic mean for McLaren heading into Monza? Do you think they'll let them race freely, keep the gloves off approach, or will we start seeing maybe some subtle team management trying to balance things for the constructors' title?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? It's a truly fascinating tightrope walk for the team leadership. How they manage that situation could very well dictate the outcome of the season for both drivers and constructors' championships.
Definitely one to watch closely. Okay, moving on from that fierce McLaren battle, we saw a significant moment for Max Verstappen in Zandvoort. A much-needed moment, perhaps.
I think so.
He made that strong return to the podium. It marked the end of what the source called a rather uncharacteristic 4-race drought for him. Which, for Max, feels like an eternity, doesn't it?
It really does. For a driver of his caliber used to dominating, 4 races off the podium signals a period of, well, genuine challenge for Red Bull. So this result was crucial, not just for points, but definitely for morale, too.
Yeah, getting that second place in his home race must have felt good.
Absolutely. More than just another trophy. It was a potent psychological boost, I think, for both Max and the whole Red Bull team. While the championship lead might be a considerable stretch for him now.
Yeah, Piastri's pulled away a bit.
Right. But Verstappen is actively recovering ground against George Russell, who's currently 4th overall. That battle for 3rd in the championship is still very much alive, and every point gained is vital for establishing dominance within that chasing pack, even if the top 2 seem a bit out of reach for now.
It also reinforces his standing, doesn't it, as a consistent frontrunner?
Definitely. It proves that even when the car isn't perfectly suited, or maybe their development curve isn't quite as steep as McLaren's right now, he can still extract maximum performance. It's a real testament to his driving ability, salvaging such a strong result under pressure.
Okay. And speaking of impressive and maybe unexpected performances, we absolutely have to talk about Isack Hadjar.
Ah, yes.
He was emphatically called the great surprise at the weekend, someone who genuinely stole all the spotlights. It's always exciting, isn't it, seeing a fresh face burst onto the scene like that, shaking up the order. What made his drive so special?
It was quite remarkable, really, securing his first ever career podium finish. For a young driver, that first podium, it's just a monumental milestone.
Huge moment.
A moment they'll cherish forever, and it often signals their arrival as a serious contender. The 15 points he gained were equally impactful, propelled him right up to 10th place in the general standings from much lower down.
10th place, wow.
And what's insightful here is that he did it at Zandvoort, a circuit known for being unforgiving, the banking. It really highlights his raw talent, his car control, his composure under pressure. If we connect this to the bigger picture, Hadjar's rise introduces this exciting new element to the driver lineup. It signals that new talent from the feeder series isn't just knocking on the door, they're boosting through it, ready to challenge the established names.
Could it accelerate his path to a full-time seat?
Absolutely. This kind of breakout performance could definitely speed things up for him, potentially influence future team moves, add another layer of intrigue to the whole driver market. It's great to see the talent pipeline working like that. Constant evolution in F1.
Definitely one to keep an eye on going forward. Now let's pivot to a team that definitely had a weekend to forget in the Netherlands.
Oof. Yeah. Ferrari.
Their home disappointment was significant. Both Charles Leclerc and Lewis Hamilton leaving Zandvoort with 0 points. Our sources said Ferrari took the worst part of the weekend.
That's a tough pill to swallow for any team, isn't it? Especially with the massive pressure of Monza looming just days away.
It really is. The Tifosi will be expecting answers, definitely. A radical turnaround.
And it was a bit of a roller coaster of emotions, as the source put it, for the Spanish drivers too, wasn't it? Fernando Alonso and Carlos Sainz.
Yeah, their experiences were quite different in Zandvoort. Kind of reflects the unpredictable, often cruel nature of F1 sometimes. Alonso, with all his experience, managed to salvage something respectable. Sainz's struggles just continued.
Right, Alonso, ever the veteran, he put in a characteristically solid performance, didn't he? 8th place, which, okay, it's not a podium, but it's commendable, especially after his season-best 5th in Hungary, just before the break.
And he benefited from that penalty for Antonelli, too, moving him up a spot. It just shows, even when the car isn't right at the front, his racecraft lets him capitalize on every little opportunity. So maybe not dazzling, but a consistent points haul keeps him in the mix.
Classic Alonso, really, maximizing the package. Carlos Sainz, however, he continued to experience what our source called those gray Sundays, his 5th consecutive 0 points on race day.
5th? Wow, that's a tough run.
It's incredibly challenging for any driver, mentally and for his championship standing. It raises big questions about consistency, handling the pressure, and to compound it all in Zandvoort, he had that contact with Liam Lawson. Got a 10-second penalty, pushed him down to 13th, out of the points again.
When a driver like Sainz, known for being consistent, analytical, has 5 gray Sundays in a row, it suggests something deeper maybe, more than just bad luck.
It could be. Is it a symptom of Ferrari maybe pushing the car right to its absolute limit, leaving a really narrow operating window? Or, with contract talks probably happening or looming, is that immense pressure to perform causing a subtle shift? Maybe overdriving compromised decisions. That's a tough run for sure.
He desperately needs a strong result, doesn't he? Just to rebuild momentum, not just for points, but psychologically. And for his future prospects.
Absolutely. And Monza, being Monza, high risk, high reward, and being Ferrari's home, it's going to be the ultimate test, both of his mental strength and Ferrari's ability to give him a stable car.
And looking at their standings now, Alonso is 12th, Sainz back in 17th. That really underlines the challenges they've both faced this season, the urgent need for a change in fortunes.
Yeah, those positions don't lie.
So let's pull these threads together then. What does this all mean for Ferrari and for Alonso and Sainz heading to Monza? It's Ferrari's home race, almost a home race for Sainz through that Ferrari connection. It's pivotal for Alonso too. The Tifosi will be demanding a huge turnaround from Ferrari, won't they? A redemption story after Zandvoort.
Oh, absolutely. The expectation will be immense.
And for Sainz, the pressure to perform on that, let's call it adopted home soil, it's going to be huge. A crucible where his future could really be decided.
Make or break, potentially.
And for Alonso, it's about grabbing every single chance to climb those standings, using all his experience in what's likely to be a pretty chaotic environment. Monza could really be a defining race for all these narratives, shaping the championship, shaping individual careers.
You're really good. The stakes are incredibly high.
All right. With all these intense stories, converging championship fights, desperate home hopes, the stakes for Monza are, incredibly high. So to make sure you don't miss a single second of how it all unfolds, let's get down to the nitty-gritty, your essential guide to the Monza GP schedule.
Good idea. And those practice sessions are honestly incredibly important,
right?
Especially at Monza.
Right, not just throwaway sessions.
Not at all. It's such a unique track. Those long straights, specific braking zones, the challenge of managing tire wear at such high speeds. Teams use these sessions to really fine-tune their aero packages for that super low downforce.
Getting the balance right must be tricky.
Very tricky. They need to understand how the Pirelli tires are behaving under all that stress, calibrate engine settings for maximum power, especially thinking about slipstream battles later on. Every single lap is crucial. Gathering data, building driver confidence, finding those tiny marginal gains.
Okay, so Friday, September 5th, what are the timings?
Right, Free Practice 1, or FP1, is scheduled from 13.3 to 14.3 Central European Summertime, that's CEST.
1.3 to 2.30 p.m., CEST.
Exactly. So if you're following elsewhere, that's 1.30 p.m. in Spain, 12.30 p.m. in Portugal, 8:30 a.m. in Argentina, 7.30 a.m. for Chile and the U.S. East Coast, 6:30 a.m. in Colombia and Peru, and 5.3 a.m. in Mexico.
Okay. And FT2?
Then Free Practice 2, FP2, runs from 17:00 to 18:00 CES.
5 p.m. to 6 p.m. CEST.
Yep. So for everyone else, 5 p.m. Spain, Portugal 4 p.m., Argentina midday, 12 p.m., Chile and U.S. East Coast 11 a.m., Colombia and Peru 10 a.m., and Mexico 9 a.m.
And FP2 is often the important one for race pace, right?
Yeah, it's often considered the most representative session for race conditions. Track temperatures are usually pretty similar to Sunday afternoon, so the data they get there is incredibly valuable for those long-run simulations, planning race strategies.
I got it. So that's Friday sorted. What about Saturday? Big day for qualifying.
Huge day. Saturday, September 6th. Arguably one of the most crucial days. It all culminates in that grid-determining qualification session. This is where drivers push everything, car, skill, nerve, right to the absolute limit.
Every tenth counts, maybe hundredths at Monza.
Absolutely. A tiny fraction can mean pole or starting further back, which is critical at Monza. Track position matters. It's just pure, unadulterated speed and precision on display.
So what's the Saturday schedule?
Okay, before the Intensica qualifying, we have Free Practice 3, FT3. That's from 12.3 to 13.30 CEST.
12.30 to 1.30 PEST.
Correct. Globally. 12.3 p.m. Spain, 11.3 a.m. Portugal, 7.3 a.m. Argentina, 6.3 a.m. Chile, U.S. East, 5.3 a.m. Colombia, Peru, and a very early 4:3 a.m. in Mexico.
That's an early start for Mexican fans.
It is. This hour, FP3, it's the last chance for teams to make final setup tweaks, for drivers to get their eye in, perfect their lines, build confidence before qualifying pressure hits.
And the main event for Saturday, qualification.
Yep, the all-important qualification session kicks off at 16:00 CES.
4 p.m. CES.
That's 4 p.m. Spain, 3 p.m. Portugal, 11 a.m. Argentina, 10 a.m. Chile, U.S. East, 9 a.m. Colombia, Peru, and 8 a.m. Mexico.
And the slipstream, the tow, that's massive in Monza qualifying, isn't it?
Yeah. Absolutely crucial. Getting a tow from another car down those long straights can give you a vital speed boost. It adds this whole other layer of strategy, doesn't it? Timing your run perfectly to catch a tow without messing up your own lap is fascinating to watch.
It really is. Okay, so that sets the grid. Finally, the day we're all waiting for, Sunday, September 7th, race day.
This is it. All the practice, the qualifying heroics, the strategy meetings, the engineering work. It all comes together for the main event, the Grand Prix.
That roar of engines at the start to first corner, it's going to be thrilling, utterly unpredictable.
It always is at Monza. The race is scheduled for a precise start time of 15:00 CEST.
3 p.m. CEST.
So 3 p.m. Spain, 2 p.m. Portugal, 10 a.m. Argentina, 9 a.m. Chile, U.S. East, 8 a.m. Colombia, Peru, and 7 a.m. Mexico. The drivers will complete 53 intense laps around the Autodromo Nazionale di Monza. That's about 306 kilometers.
53 laps. And strategy is key here too, right? Tire wear.
Hugely important. Strategy often revolves heavily around managing tire degradation during those long stints.
Yeah.
The high speeds, the heavy braking zones, they put immense stress on the tires.
So pit stop timing is critical.
Paramount. Getting it right to undercut or overcut rivals, that can make or break your race. Overtaking opportunities are plentiful, especially into Rettifilo and Ascari chicanes at the end of the straights. But you need precision braking, smart use of DRS, careful positioning to avoid trouble.
It's a real test of everything: endurance, strategy, pure driving skill. Every decision counts.
Exactly.
You won't want to miss a single moment of this high-stakes weekend. Make sure your schedule is clear.
Definitely block out the time.
Now that you're armed with when everything's happening, let's make sure you know where to follow all the action no matter where you are. We've got you covered with your viewing guide. Catch every pass, every pit stop.
Right. So for those of you following passionately in Spain, the great news is the entire Grand Prix weekend practices, qualifying, the race. You can follow it all seamlessly on F1 Blogs.
F1 Blogs, your one-stop shop in Spain.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
It ensures you don't miss a single lap or strategic move from the Temple of Speed.
That's right. And F1 Blogs, it isn't just the live broadcast, is it? You'll find loads of extra stuff, too. In-depth live coverage, chronicles of the day's events, expert analysis.
Post-race reactions, interviews.
Exactly. So whether you're watching live or catching up later, F1 Blogs is really the definitive place for comprehensive F1 coverage in Spain.
Okay, moving to our international listeners. We've got you covered, too, making sure you have global access. For our fans in Colombia and Peru, all the races, including Monza, can be viewed via F1 Blogs.
F1 Blogs for Colombia and Peru. Got it.
In Mexico, your go-to channel for all the F1 excitement, Monza included, is F1 Blogs.
Mexico, F1 Blogs.
For listeners in Chile, broadcasts of the GP weekend will also be available on F1 Blogs, keeping you up to date.
Chile, covered by F1 Blogs.
And for our passionate fans in Argentina, you've got great options, with comprehensive coverage conveniently through F1 Blogs.
Argentina, also F1 Blogs. Good options there.
And finally, for those in the United States, F1 Blogs is the channel to watch for comprehensive coverage of the Italy F1 Grand Prix.
Okay, F1 Blogs for the U.S. too.
So a lot of coverage through F1 Blogs across the Americas.
And additionally, this is fantastic news for fans in all those countries you just mentioned: Colombia, Peru, Mexico, Chile, Argentina, and the U.S. The entire World Championship can also be followed via the official F1 service, which is accessible through F1 Blogs as well.
Right, the F1 TV Pro equivalent, essentially integrated there.
Exactly. So it means you have plenty of ways to keep up with every single moment of the action wherever you are. Local broadcasts, official streaming. You're covered.
Plenty of choice.
Well, wow. We've covered a lot of ground today, diving deep into what promises to be an absolutely unmissable Italy F1 Grand Prix 2025. Just to quickly recap some key takeaways, we've got McLaren leading the charge, Piastri holding that impressive, psychologically powerful championship lead.
Yeah, 31 points clear.
While Lando Norris is absolutely revved up, aiming for redemption after Zandvoort, their internal battle, thrilling to watch.
Definitely.
Max Verstappen, strong return to form, broke his podium drought, proving Red Bull's resilience.
Important result for them.
The surprising rise of Isaac Hadjar adds fresh excitement to the driver standings, reminds us the sport's always evolving.
Great to see new talent shine.
And of course, Ferrari. They desperately need to perform on home turf, especially after that really tough weekend in the Netherlands for Leclerc and Hamilton and Sainz's ongoing struggles. Monza is just pivotal for their season, maybe their future.
Absolutely pivotal. The immense excitement, the palpable pressure surrounding Monza, it really cannot be overstated. It's not just another race.
No way.
It promises to be a truly crucial event in the championship story. So many compelling narratives converging on one of the most historic, demanding tracks in F1. The high-speed nature combined with these intense championship dynamics, it sets the stage for an electrifying, potentially season-defining weekend.
It really does. And we are so grateful you joined us for this deep dive into the upcoming Grand Prix. Your curiosity, it really fuels our passion.
Absolutely. And as you reflect on everything we've discussed, here's maybe a provocative thought to ponder as we head into the Monza weekend.
Okay, let's hear it.
What will ultimately be the defining narrative of Monza? Will it be, a continuation of recent trends, Piastri solidifying that seemingly unshakable lead, Verstappen cementing his comeback, or will we witness a complete shakeup? Something that defies current expectations, maybe even changes the whole course of the championship.
Oh, interesting.
Can Lando Norris, fueled by that frustration, that determination, can he reclaim crucial momentum? Can he significantly cut into his teammates' lead? Or will Piastri just capitalize on his advantage, solidify his grip, forcing Norris into an even more desperate chase?
And Ferrari.
And crucially, Ferrari. Can they find their magic on home turf? Deliver the performance that Tifosi craves so much? Or will their struggles just intensify under that immense weight of expectation, maybe leading to even deeper questions about their whole strategic direction?
Wow, so many questions.
The Temple of Speed rarely disappoints, does it?
Yeah.
And these questions, they just heighten the anticipation for what should be an unforgettable weekend.
Exactly. It's all building towards September 5th, 6th, and 7th at Monza. Practices, quali, the race itself. That Sunday showdown. Remember those championship standings, that fierce McLaren battle, the huge Ferrari home pressure, the rising stars pushing the limits. Everything is on the line.
Can't wait.
Thank you so much for joining us on this journey of discovery today. Make sure you subscribe to the F1 Blogs channel to stay informed and continue your journey of deep dives and discovery with us.
Yeah, hit subscribe.
We'll see you on the next deep dive.